Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Last run, a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. Did we unlock the Lost? Next question, please. Next question. Wow, this is an amazing start. Horrible speed. HP leaves a little bit to be desired. Great damage. Great rate of fire. Mostly because of our trinket. But still, KTGT LPB0. Almost rhymed at the end. My brain was trained to expect a rhyme at the end there. Thank you for the pass. Really appreciate that, Live Bomb. I've been feeling more dialed in than, well, I wouldn't say than ever, but I've been feeling a lot more in tune with what the average Isaac run needs to succeed lately. There were a couple, and I talked about it within the episodes. It's not like it's something to be ashamed of. Talk about it frankly. I haven't been feeling like I've been seeing the board that well in Isaac, which is a term that essentially means, you know, sometimes you tune into the game when you're playing it, and you go, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. I don't even need to think about it. I know what the optimal route is through this, or the optimal route, depending on how pedantic you choose to be. And sometimes, when you're playing a game, for some reason you're just, you know, things aren't clicking the way they're supposed to click. That's really good, actually. To get a nice speed upgrade here is quite helpful. It's not, wait, is Mysterious Paper the one we need? No, it's not, right? Mysterious Paper, Isaac. It seems like Mysterious Paper can activate a missing page. Small chance to display a puzzle piece on Isaac's last will the same way as the missing poster. Wait, Mysterious Paper randomly imitates the effect of a paper item where appropriate. Small chance to take the player to the chest without the Polaroid or the dark room without the negative. So it's not what we want, but it's close. The fact that it could give you a paper item when needed seems like you might be like, hey, just take that into the, oh, it's an XL floor. Take that into the, self-sacrifice room when you find it and then go to town, but it's not, it's just not quite high percentage enough for me to, like, first off, I don't know if it works, and then secondly, it's fairly high risk because we're losing a great trinket. Speaking of which, I am giving up, not a great trinket, but a pretty good item in the form of Crack the Sky, an item that has been rising up my power rankings a little bit lately, due to its potential usefulness. But Black Hole is fine too, and moreover, I don't know that we've had it. So I feel like it's kind of okay to take a lark on it here, and we'll see how it goes. Just checking to see if maybe we got Mom's box of trinkets. We didn't, but, you know, it'll come in time is the thing. Alright. That could have been more efficient, but I can live with that. Free ball of bandages, pretty easy. Then we get the Widow, which will essentially die in a millisecond here. A microsecond. Don't take... Do take that. Do take that. This is a tough choice. This is like exactly borderline. I am going to go for a Thame. I think a Thame is too many synergies to ignore. If we can get IV Bag or something like that, it's a really, really good combo. We're also down to the third floor 2 minutes into this run, so... you know, can't complain about that. Good pills, good pills. That's fine. And a luck upgrade, very nice as well. Anyway, we're still looking for missing poster, but I kind of got sidelined when I was talking about it a second ago, but I've been feeling better. In the last, like, 3 or 4 Isaac runs, even though we had that one that we lost, I've been feeling like I see the board better. It happened in chess as well. I don't know, there's, you know... Sports psychology, I know chess isn't a sport, but you're just being semantic at this point. Maybe it is a sport, maybe it isn't. I'm not going to get in that argument. You know why? I haven't been in 8th grade debate class in like 17 years or something like that, so I'm not really interested. You know, if you want to have a discussion about should we or should we not institute school uniforms, why don't you talk to Mrs. Jenkins about that? I'm a nearly 30-year-old adult. I don't need to talk about school uniforms anymore. I'm not on the PTA. I think that would be a little strange for a childless 29-year-old adult male to just be like, I'm really passionate about what this school board does. Not going to say that there would be anything nefarious. Wow, that was amazing. Merely that it might give people the wrong idea, or at least have them being like, what's going on with that guy? Who's his kid? Oh, he doesn't have one. He's just really passionate about school administration. You know what? Hit me. It didn't work, but you saw the gears turn in my head. The fact that we got 5 or 6 demon hearts from that one room has got me feeling real nice. We went from really good to almost, like, unkillable. And you always got to be wary when you say things like that, because you're begging hubris, the god of hubris, to strike you down. Did I just imply that the god of hubris is a god named Hubris? Yeah, because isn't that exactly what the god of hubris would name themselves? Their own name? We'll take it. Guppy Dream would be nice. But for now, I mean, we're 4.5 minutes into this run. We got to do some exploration. Not the least of which, reasons behind it is because we, of course, have this, one second, I still got the wiki open in the background. It's starting to encourage me to play some ads. No thank you, sir. Ad-supported content? How stupid is that? By the way, click the like button if you enjoyed the episode. I don't mind ads, man. And this is gonna sound self-serving, and in many ways it is, but it's also honest. It's not artificially self-serving. I like ad-supported... I don't mind ad-supported content. But I without biting the hand that feeds, I also feel like it would be ignorant to say that I am immune to advertising. I have heard people say this before in their lives, and I'm like, that's what they want you to think. If you're immune to advertising, why'd you buy, you know, this video game? Because the hype is so high, you know? As soon as you admit to understanding a hype, as soon as you watch the Game Awards and you go, oh, that game looks good, advertising affects you. It's not a sign of weakness. It's just a sign of being human. That's satisfying. But I think the advertising that works best on me, let me put it this way. I have no desire to buy a Lexus. I have no desire to buy a BMW, a Mercedes, a Porsche, a Ferrari. I do have a desire, if the chips fell right, 6 or 7 years down the road, fully self-driving, I would buy a Tesla. I like the mission statement of the company. I appreciate a fully electric car. We live in a city with the kind of infrastructure that supports it. Not that we would need one, but I'm just saying. I'm not interested, you know, we talk about it on the NLSS. I get these ads in my email inbox because I fly on occasion. And, you know, we stay at a hotel where if you give them your email address, they'll never stop emailing you. Despite the fact that the amenities are at least 4-star. But... you know, they go, hey, have a fun time this weekend in Santa Barbara, California. Literally never have I gone, ooh, honey, there's a deal on Palm Springs Hyatts this weekend. We should just take a quick little hop out there and enjoy the sun. Nah, it literally will never happen. You know what gets me? Ads for food. The food advertisements get me 100%. Not even a deal. Like, you know, sometimes an ad will come on and be like, a Pizza Hut. You buy any medium pizza, your second pizza's $5. I don't go, oh, that's a sweet deal. In my head, I go, oh, Pizza Hut exists. Maybe I'll get some Pizza Hut tonight. I'm not going to say it happens all the time, but it happens occasionally. But that doesn't have much to do with why I support ad-supported content. It's just because that's the way she goes, you know? I think there's a healthy median somewhere in the middle. Because, like, I donate to Wikipedia. And I think most people, as the internet's kind of grown up a little bit, which is a rich statement to say perhaps, but as the internet's kind of grown up a little bit, people have changed their tune. It used to be like, why is this website asking me for money? Doesn't it know it's free? To now you're like, oh right, if I don't want Wikipedia to be bought by, you know, News Corp, I guess it's just Corp in that situation, but if I don't want Wikipedia to be bought by News Corp, I should probably throw them a toonie or something like that, you know? That's a Canadian $2 coin. That's all they're asking for is $3. Toss them a $5. You just paid for somebody else to use Wikipedia for the whole year. I especially felt it this year because I've been doing these coding projects, and you know, for some of them, I'll buy that for $1. For some of them, I you know, use the Wikipedia API. So I'm compared to the average user, I'm already an avid reader of Wikipedia. And then also, I was like, hey, mind if I hammer your website with like 100 really, really badly worded API requests for every single one that actually works properly? Hey, that's a wonderful pickup. So this year I felt particularly like guilt-tripped into it, but I'm okay with the ad-supported model as well. You just gotta, it's like loot boxes, dude. I still like, I'm okay with loot boxes in many forms. I haven't 100%, I'm gonna be a little egregious here, but haven't 100% agreed to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think some games still do loot boxes in a way that I consider acceptable on an ethical and moral level. And at the same time, you know, not the company shooting itself in the foot by making it impossible for them to make money in a modern landscape of video games as a service. Please, I'm begging you. I'm getting a little too deep here, and I'm trying to keep all the blood in my head instead of going under again. Gimpy with 3.2 luck is an excellent pickup, without a doubt. And then if you could just give me HP, and that's exactly what I wanted. And then my master plan almost came to fruition. But if we get IV bag, that's even better. But, you know, you go to a website and you're like, hey, this article looks really cool. And then they're like, hey, before you read the article, here's an ad. Not even ads appearing alongside. And I get that this seems hypocritical because of the way that YouTube ads work as well. And I understand where you're coming from on that. Demon Baby, I'm okay with. That annoys me. What also, the worst offender, and I believe that probably everybody out there on Earth is going to agree with me on this one. The worst offender for an advertising-supported content model is like 10-page picture slideshows with an ad between each page. That is literally the top 10 chain restaurants in America. And then number 1, ad. Number 1, TGI Fridays. Number 2, ad. You're literally making me look at an advertisement to see a picture of Long John Silver's. That's egregious. And these, you know, it's... I think the reason, and I don't know how many people think about this. I think the answer is probably a lot, but, you know, it's possible you never have. There are benefits to ad-supported content. There are consequences to ad-supported content. What's the benefit of ad-supported content? It's free. You can test a website, a publication, a YouTuber, a streamer, before you put any money in their pocket to see if they represent the things that you want. What's the downside? Clickbait. 100%. Articles that exclusively exist to generate profit. You know? Do we really need... Is it providing a societal good to have 100,000 articles a month? You won't believe what Child Star X looks like now, especially when 30% of the time they just look like a slightly larger version of themselves. What's the downside to user-supported content? There's options. I wish that was a better segue. Now, what's the downside to user-supported content? You gotta pay for it. From the creator side, I think there's a downside as well. Not that anybody likes hearing the capital M money talk, but, you know, no one's making PewDiePie, Markiplier money in, you know, on Patreon, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Sure, you make a ton of money on Patreon if people love your content and they want to continue supporting what you're doing, and that's awesome. And I know there's people on Patreon that are doing extremely well. But no one, to the best of my knowledge, not even Jordan B. Peterson, is making, you know, like $8 million a year. So from a creator standpoint, if you got ambitions to make $8 million a year, I suppose that the Patreon model is not going to be your best potential option. Excuse me, sir. What's the upside? If you're wealthy and you love content that people make, you can help them make it. You don't even have to be wealthy. If you're willing to contribute a little bit, and you like the content that people make, it doesn't have to be viable for the masses for you to enjoy it. And I think that's cool too. I'm glad that we got both working in our ecosystem right now. By the way, the more time that I've spent in this industry, when I first, you know, was full-time making YouTube videos, Twitch streams, I talk your ear off about how I felt about the business side. And, oh, the industry is reaching maturity, blah, blah, blah. Binky's okay here. Now, as I've been in the industry longer, I cannot, there's no such thing as a more boring conversation to me than, let's talk about the business of making funny videos on YouTube and streams on Twitch. It's like the least exciting topic. I would rather talk about anything, essentially, than that. But I will say, I'm glad that both of these models exist. I think they're both good in different ways, you know? If we exclusively had ads, which was essentially the way things went for a long time, I think the ecosystem would be worse. I think it would be, you know, dominated by, like, monolithic creators. And the kind of content that... Wait, it's another Hermit card, right? Or Fool, okay, yeah. And the kind of content would suffer. I'm glad that we can have, like, long-form, cool content like, you know, no-clip and stuff like that that's supported by Patreon. Even if the creators aren't going to make $100 million doing it. Which is probably also still fine. Anyway. I mean, I support Indie Mouse on Patreon. To be honest with you, I probably watched like 10 of the dude's videos in my whole life. But he made us those intros for the NLSS, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll rent those intros off of him for like 30 bucks a month. And I think at this point, it's like an Adobe Photoshop situation. In hindsight, I've probably ended up paying like, you know, like $1,000 for those intros, which, to be fair, for a seasoned animating veteran, might be approaching what was the correct cost for the commission. But from this point, it's all gravy for him. More power to you, dude. That's the deal. You negotiated me. Well, that's not really how it worked, but you get the idea. Ah, I didn't realize we were already... Dude, we're going through this run too fast. I didn't realize we were already on this floor. I ended up skipping the item room. But I also watch ads. They don't bother me. I mean, I watch cable sports, so, you know, ask me how I feel about ads. As long as I can watch Brock Besser rip a frickin' Hattie, I don't care, dude. We should probably start doing... Stop that. We should probably start doing, like, some negative runs. Just for, you know, enjoyment's sake and variety's sake. We might choose to do Boss Rush. It's kind of an okay boss. Yo, we're definitely going to do Boss Rush. We get Proptosis. Between a Thame and Gimpy, we also have a pretty realistic chance to, not eat it completely. As far as our HP goes. Wow, we have 21 damage on the boss rush floor. That is actually stellar. I like how this is now the boss rush floor as well. This is what we're looking for, is the chance for us to get like 2 waves killed with a single black hole. I think it's only gonna work pretty rarely, but even doing like any damage with that second, to the second wave with the black hole actually makes this a top tier deal with boss rush item. I know this is a tough sentence to understand because I misspoke about 8 times, but you know, just pretend that I'm erudite. What if we put it in the middle instead? Just test it out here. Well, it's never gonna work against Mega Fatty unless he jumps here. So this is gonna slow us down. But that does, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That doesn't mean it's bad. Let's try this again. Hopefully with an enemy a little bit more mobile. That's fine. Honestly, as long as we leave with like, well, as long as we leave in Thieving, we'll be leaving with some kind of dough. But as long as we leave with like a, you know, 1 or 2 Spirit Heart cushion, I'm gonna be fairly pleased, I think. Keep in mind, Black Hole also benefits us by... Wow, you just dusted your own best friend. Black Hole also benefits us by sucking up enemy shots. So many red hearts. We just get like... Whoa, Magic Mush. Okay, that was like the fastest boss rush I've ever seen in my life. We also got a... It was a Tinted Rock. We also got a plus 10 damage upgrade for the privilege of doing boss rush, which took about 8 seconds overall, so I'm feeling pretty solid. What do you think? This is... I would say that there's like a 25% chance of the boss being in each corner. This is also going to be not quite speedrun territory, but very, very good. As far as like timing goes. Like, I think we could beat the chest in under 25 minutes. And even that might seem optimistic, but I think it's almost a little pessimistic. Rooms like this are going to slow it down a little, but... There's our boss. I mean, that's like a minute per floor, which I actually think might be substantially more than we actually need if I'm looking at the real metrics here. You know, I'll take the... I don't really want shot speed or range that much. I'm okay with them. I want the black heart. I think that's the better option for us there. And we'll probably get a deal with the devil on this floor. And that's where we're going to use credit card. Wow, that was just terrible performance. There is a loss deeply embedded somewhere within this win. You just want to make the bomb think you're going to pick it up, and then you ignore it, and then you get 2 bombs on the next room. It's just science. Don't be mad. That sucks. Or does it? Because we literally just got an HP upgrade for doing it. We do have 1 guppy item. We probably should not be doing this, but... yeah, like, we definitely shouldn't have done that. But I felt like the game was very kind to us by giving us, the 2 eternal hearts. So I was like, you know what, game? I'll meet you in the middle. I'm begging. I'm begging you. Please. Gimpy, demon hearts, spirit hearts. How did I miss you? You must have teleported right as I walked over. Alright, HP again is still fine, to be honest. We don't have a wafer or anything like that, but we're still, we're cruising. We're trucking. Grateful Dead songs. Credit card. That's what we want to keep. I actually forgot that it existed, but... Pinky Eye is mildly tempting until you remember what else we got here. Guardian Spear, essentially not tempting at all. I do love that these bosses are dying in like 2 hits. Am I going to fight, the Hush? The answer this time is no. Even though our run right now is way better than it was on the last attempt, which was also still good. We're, and I'm gonna keep Black Hole, I think, just because it's more fun, but I appreciate the Spirit Heart. We're gonna ignore it because we have no chance to get Missing Poster and a decent chance that we could die as a result of the fact that our HP is lower. So we're not really trying to go fast here. We're really in a situation where we just can't afford to go slow because it's the only thing that could kill us. So you're asking me, if you want me to do the Hush there, you're essentially saying, NL, I just want you to die on this run. And I mean, that's okay as long as you're honest about it. But there ain't no reason to go down that reason, and there ain't no reason at all. Oh. Yeah, so again, I don't like talking about the business of YouTube. I'd rather just groan out the lyrics to I Don't Like Mondays by Bob Geldof's old band that I don't remember the name of. I'm not Irish, okay? I don't remember the name of Bob Geldof's old band. I'm sorry. I wouldn't ask you to name, you know, 3 founding members of the Tragically Hip if you were born in Belfast. Don't ask me to know the name of Bob Geldof's old band that sang I Don't Like Mondays because they want to shoot the hot day down. Classic song, though. One of the best slow jams ever written. Next to slow jams, of course. That was not smart, but actually, now that I think about it, the fact that we have Gimpy here, it means we're like indestructible. I was gonna say indefensible, but we're indestructible. We still can't unlock the Lost for the life of us. And again, I should probably just, you know, finally accept that we should do it the old-fashioned way, but I'm still waiting for the tweets to pour in that say it's possible or not possible to do it the old-fashioned way, because I did have one tweet that's either useful information or misinformation, and there's conflicting sources online. I need a critical mass of feedback to let me know. Why is our damage 27 now? I'm not mad at all. I mean, 27 damage with a 4 rate of fire is exceptional. I'm more just looking at it and I'm like, we had 30 before. Did we pop the devil card on the... We must have. popped a devil card on the on boss rush. I think that's the difference. Wow, we're actually gonna die. We didn't come back as Dark Judas, so this is essentially a free life. Didn't come back as Dark Judas, so this is essentially a free life. I don't want to sound salty, but a double cage fight with 1 HP is essentially a dice roll. So we rolled the dice 3 times, and finally we hit the magic number. I've been playing this game a long time. You may disagree. Dodging the spikes from the cage, as far as I'm concerned, essentially comes down to RNG. Whether or not you're standing in the right spot. You can help your odds, without a doubt. Probably by not filling the screen with distracting bullets in the middle of his attack is step 1, but... it's one of the toughest rooms. From the perspective of just not taking any damage whatsoever. Now, to take 1 hit and live... and then win. That's something we probably should have been able to accomplish. Like I said, before 25 minutes, and in fact, before 25 minutes ended up being modest here. No delirium access, so I'm just going to say thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps me a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.